How's that? Let's go see if it fits in the car.
Oh, there's spring connected. Oh, here we go.
Starting to get the old girl ready for the camping trip. It's going to be a tight fit. I measured it and it should just squeeze in.
Oh, beautiful.
So we got to build a little shelf here today. So I reckon we remove that, cut that off, and then build the shelf, and maybe even build a little compartment down here. So a little bit of extra space, because
every little bit counts. So what are you doing?
So I'm going to remove this carpet. So I'm going to chop around here and then down and then across, because I think we'll start the boxing at the back here. So we're going to get rid of the carpet all along here, around there and over that side. So if we just chop along there. Oh, we've cut through 3 vital cords there. You don't need soundproofing in a Commodore. You want everyone to know what's going on inside.
What do you reckon the resale on this is about right now, Tim?
It's probably just gone up in price. There
Nice.
we go.
Good job.
This one half done. Turn your commie into a camper.com is our new website.
You may not be able to get in from the doors, but there's number 2.
There's number 2.
Oh, yep. Okay, on you go.
So we're taking this out. There we go. That one. There's one. Ha-ha!
Yeah. That's it. Right. Oh, yeah.
Here we go. So we've cut out all the pieces for our first box. Take a look at that. We've got one side on there. So we pre-drilled all our holes. Look at that.
Good purchase.
Watch me toes. Our box has got 3 sides. What did you do? So we finished box number 1. That took way longer than expected. Sits in there nicely. So what we're going to do is make another box over here for the battery. This is just going to be a storage compartment. And then we're going to put a sheet of ply across the whole thing, all the way down there, almost like a backward L. We'll go over there, and then that box will be uncovered. So we're just using, to make these boxes, these square heads, as you can see. Pre-drilling with, what size are we pre-drilling with? Like 3 mil or something. 2 or 3 mil. There you go. With a countersunk little bit on it. And then we're just knocking them in. Yeah.
Is that even in?
You went through the same hole. How did you go through the same hole? No, that's the same hole. No, that's...
What's happening here? I'm drilling this absolutely perfect. Oh, here we go.
Two boxes in. Now we just have to put the plate over the top. We're kind of going for an open floor plan. I've always liked the open floor plan in houses. Well, that's it for day 1 on the Shag and Wagon transfer. 2 boxes in. We've got the 2 ridges off that were here. That's the one I did, very clean. And that's the one Hamish did. You can actually see through to my tile.
What do we got?
Yeah, I don't know which is front of car,
Which end is FCBC, Tim?
Hey?
Tim doesn't know what he's measuring up, but
630 to 87.
as you can tell, he's dedicated. Here we go.
Righto, so day 2 on the project build. We're just cutting out the top deck here, so everything's going to be covered. Nice platform to work with, except for this box where the battery will go. So I've drawn up all the little notches and everything onto the piece of wood. We're just using 15mm ply, nothing special. Gonna grab the saw and get into this. So we're just taking the boxes out and and given a little bit of cushioning to the bottom of the base where the box is going on. Instead of fixing the box to it, we're just going to screw the deck on and that'll hold them in place, but don't want them rattling around, so just nick this out of Mum's garage. Doesn't have to be great, but we'll just stick that in the bottom there like so and just trim around. Like so. Beautiful. So here we have it. We put all the screws in around for the carpet and trimmed off all the edges. Check this out. Not bad. How's that?
Pretty good, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Oh,
You little beauty.
that's it. Look
I'll be
at
charging this out to all the tourists
Yep.
that come overseas.
that. That's it.
Wicked Van Pro or something like that. Right, well, let's get a couple of screws in this and make it all one unit.
Right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. The moment you guys have all been waiting for. This is my last day in Brisbane. I'm a little bit nervous and a lot excited. I'm dreading that tonight is going to be the last night in Mum's, like my own little bedroom, safe and sound, and then I'm going to be sleeping at random places in my rooftop tent. So I'm a little bit nervous about that whole situation, but also very excited about what's going to happen over the next 12 months because I have no idea. I'm just going to be couch surfing and sleeping at side of road, truck stops and boat ramps and you name it. Anyway, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is all the stuff that's got to fit in the Commodore. I'm going to get it all out and line it up and show you what I'm packing. Going to store a few things in the boat for travels as well, like spare fuel tanks and stuff like that. And then we're going to go through the car, the battery system, the fridge, what I did to the Renault. Very excited to show you what's going on inside the Commodore because I spent a lot of money on it. It's the reason why I didn't go and purchase a better car to do the travel. It's because I spent more money on the gadgets inside the car than I actually spent on my car. I'm also going to go through and say what I spent on everything so you guys have the exact price list of what I paid to do this budget trip around Australia. So not sure if I'll go all around Australia, but eventually if the car makes it, I'll do it, but we'll see how we go. I'm going to get all this stuff out, line it up, show you guys what we're packing in the car. I've got to sort a few things out, so bear with me. We're going to get it done. Well, this is everything, guys. All ready and packed up. I do have a list of things that I've still got to get. Camp chair, so if you know the best camp chair on the market, please drop it in the comments below. Some sharp knives and some chopping boards and stuff like that. And a gas bottle. I did have a gas bottle. My best friend gave me a gas bottle for the trip. And on the last trip we did, you saw the videos up at Tugum with Drew, someone nicked it. So they walked past thousands and thousands of dollars worth of Drew's gear, like fishing gear and sounders and tackle boxes. And they nicked my $50 gas bottle. Where we were staying was like this dead-end street where we only had literally like 7 or 8 houses past where we were staying. So I don't know about you, but kind of narrows the market down on who nicked it. First of all these boxes, and also I got a heap of stuff that I'll show you later on in the car. Backup like duct tape, WD-40, inox, and all that sort of stuff. I spent $400. So I think the boxes were roughly about $120, $140. Plus like extension leads, you know, just emergency supplies. Cost me about $400 one trip to Bunnings. First box in, this is all the merchandise. If you guys want some, this is the last batch of stuff I'm doing for ages. So if you guys want something, that's it. I'll just be sending it on the road as I go. Sorry for delay in shipping if I'm out of range or don't hear the email come through, but I'll get that away to you as soon as possible. Massive thanks to everyone who already bought stuff because I wouldn't have been able to fit it all in, but I had this like 30% sale and you guys just cleaned me out, so that was great. So if you want anything, that's all that's left. Get on there now, turtlestackle.com. So that's the first box. Close that up. Lucky that all fits together. Second box, this is all my clothes. I'm probably gonna, if I run out of good clothes in these ones, I'll probably use them as a backup. Real talk for a second. Alpha, the only way to go. If you're looking for comfort, durability, and you know, just longevity in your underwear, Alpha the only way to go. Bonds just don't last as long, and these ones, you know, they just breathe, they're comfortable. I was actually going to do like a range of Turtles tackle underwear, and it was like, you know, let the turtle protect your tackle. I'm still working on the slogan, but that's what I was going to do. But unfortunately, on this big trip, I'm not going to be coming up with new merch, so that's going to have to wait till I get back. So that's all my clothes. Mum's been running around to op shops and all sorts of things buying me neat gear. I'm like, Mum, if it doesn't fit in the box, it's not coming. And she's like, well, you'll need 3 pairs of gloves. Bless her. First leg of the trip we're doing is actually to cod fishing. So for the next 3-4 weeks, I'm going to be freezing my balls off. I'm glad Mum went out and got me stuff. I was actually going to go get some snow gear, but the Vinnies down the road didn't have any snow gear. So at the moment, I'm still don't have any. It's going to be so cold and I'm going to be miserable. So I hope you guys enjoy the videos from the first leg of the trip. So that's the second box done. Close that up. Third box, we've got all our tackle. These things, everyone's asking me where I get them from. They're just the waterproof screw containers from Bunnings. But that's all of my lures and stuff like that. I've almost got more lures and boxes packed for fishing than I do like just to keep myself clothed. So if I'm naked fishing in 3 months' time, you'll know why. They're going to go on the roof of the car. If you're interested in seeing what sort of rods and reels I've got, all my gear video, go and check it out. It's on my channel, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but they've got to be packed. Moving on, we've got a single burner. I just picked this up to do kettles and fry pans and stuff in the morning. And then my best mate actually gave me a couple of these really cool pans. He said, just rub some salt on them. They'll come up like brand new. I think they're worth like $300 a pan or something like that. So I'll clean them up. I'll reuse them. I'm not sure if that's meant to have like holes in there, but that's how I bought it. I've had one person say, yes, you meant to have air going through there. Another person said no. I don't know what's going on. Let me know in the comments. Are you meant to have gaps where the gas actually goes in? So I bought that. I think I paid $49 for that. Someone messaged me on Instagram, told me I got ripped off. He sells them for $30, so don't pay $49 from it. I got it from like Barbecues Galore or something like that. Rip off. Didn't pay anything. Stole from Mum, didn't pay anything. To the next box, this is tea. So obviously this is my kitchen box. So I'll have like spices and herbs and cutlery and plates and all sorts of stuff. The idea was to pack 2 of everything because if I met someone on the trip and it got real romantic and I wanted to cook them dinner and it was going to be like really nice, I thought I'll pack 2 of everything. So like if someone comes, I can look after them. It'd be really nice to meet someone on the trip and that'd be awesome. But then I thought, Tim, be realistic, so I'm only packing 1 of everything. Next box, we've got all my toiletry stuff. I still need to put my shaver and my toothbrush in there. Mum bought me some lip balm. That's probably the only stuff that's going to get used. A couple of blocks of soap from Yamba. They smell delicious. And Mum, isn't she good? Bought me a clothesline. I was just going to be using my 80-pound leader. Mum's like, oh, I bought you a clothesline, so gold. This is a little bit of a hot tip for you guys. When I first started fishing, I used to not wear like deodorant or aftershave or anything. I hated insect repellent because I was like, if any chemicals get on this lure and affect me, stop me from catching a jack, that's it. So I used to not wear like anything, any form of like chemicals on my body. I was that afraid of it stopping me catching my first jack. Turns out they're not that picky, so don't be doing that, guys, because you probably all get dumped. So anyway, that's my toiletry box. Moving on to the next box, we've got, this is my electronics box. All my spare chargers, external hard drives. This is a new power distribution hub that FPV Power sent me with the new batteries. What you can do, I'm gonna have to do a video on it later, but it's all waterproof, so you can attach batteries to it and stuff like that. So I can run my sounder and you can run your nav lights off and you can control all that via a remote, so you can turn it on and off literally by a waterproof remote. So how good's that? I want to do a video on that later on. Got a heap of spare SD cards because these things always break. If you're wondering what I use, they're the ones I use. That's my laptop. Picked this up at Bunnings. This was part of the $400 purchase. This is an extension lead. I thought how good, I can have it rolled up in the back of the car and only pull out as much as I need. But then you read this little sign. Do not operate unless cord fully unreeled. Bloody rip-off. They get you, don't they? So you got to have to make sure the whole thing's unreeled before you turn it on. Apparently it heats up or something like that. If I know someone's not home, I'm fully just using outdoor power points from them. If you've got an outdoor power point I can use on my trip, send me a message because I'll just be running leads to everyone's house to charge up if I need it. If it's overcast for a week and the solar panel and stuff's not working, I'm going to be running around looking for people's PowerPoints. You guys all think I'm joking, but I'm serious. Moving on to the next one. Paid like 300 and something dollars, $350 or something like that for this one. So whatever they say on the website, I think $349. Someone said, oh, why don't you just pack a little gas burner because it'll be so much less room. But I am like a magician on a Weber. We've owned Webers my whole life and I can cook the perfect steak. So I was like, there's no way I'm not taking a little Weber with me. Master Chef with a Weber, 2-minute noodles on anything else. Like that's just, I'm like a boss with that thing. But I haven't even used it yet because the gas bottle was stolen. Got myself a Weber, so I'm so excited to be cooking on that every night. Moving on, got myself a really good table from Bunnings. I can't even remember what I paid for it. Oh, I think it came under the $400. Easy fold out, quick and easy storage. And then this bad boy here is my solar panel. Ian, the guy that hooked us up with the battery, he recommended this mob with the solar panels. He said, oh, they're some of the best solar panels coming into the country. He didn't recommend putting anything on the roof of the car. He said, you want to chase the sun. He said, that's how you're going to get optimal power out of it. And I was a little bit hesitant at first, but I thought, bugger it. I can always leave it on top of the car while I'm fishing and maybe have some little clips that so it doesn't blow off. And then when I get back from fishing and I'm editing or something like that, I can then move around and chase the sun. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go with it. It works. I've already rigged it up to the batteries and it charges them so quick. I did like one day in the sun yesterday and it was only while the sun was coming over the courtyard. So it was like 3 hours, maybe just over 3 hours. And it charged the battery up like 20%. So 300 watts. I think it puts in like between 10 and 13 amps an hour or something like that. What did I pay for it? It was on special. It was like $580, but I was like, oh, that's so expensive. And then when I went to buy it, for some reason they were having this like clearance sale and it was $279 free delivery from like Melbourne. I was like, how good is that? So $279 for a 300 watt solar panel. And apparently these guys are the best in the country. I'll put a link. Do you guys want a link? If I remember, I'll put a link in the description for the solar panel. Moving on, this is the last things that are going in. We've got 2 pairs because I couldn't decide which color. And I was like, oh, you know, if one pair gets wet, my feet will always be warm. Really disappointed, to be honest. I paid the extra $5 for the thicker pair. And they're already showing signs of breaking. So really disappointed in this year's range of Ugg boots from Target. Like this one's not even stitched right. And then this one's already coming apart at the heel. So if you guys got your Uggies from Target this year, not impressed. Old pair of Vans and some running shoes. That's everything that I've got to pack. Hopefully it all fits in. Like I said, a few more things, gas bottle, camp chair. I need to get a side awning for the car. That's another one of the big things that I want. Moving on, this is the most exciting part of the journey, what we did to the back of the car. It's nothing special. Don't go, oh, you could have done so many more things. We literally paid for ripping the old seats out and just building a couple of little boxes and things like that so everything could fit in. I think it cost me $68. We found carpet in the back of Mum's garage. We found, Hamish brought half the wood, and then we also went and bought a sheet of ply. So we spent literally nothing on making these little shelvings and boxes just to house this stuff. $68 for screws and a piece of wood. Lastly, the batteries. Now the batteries cost me a fortune. Ian said, don't tell people how much you paid for them, but I want to tell you guys, but don't expect that's how much they're going to be because I got batteries someone bought, put a deposit on, and then skipped out on paying. So I ended up getting the discount on that. And he said, oh, we can get you these batteries a lot sooner if instead of one big battery, you go the two batteries and I can hook it all up to that. Check this out. Just about falling apart. A little bit of patina. That's from lifting the raft on and off the roof. Everyone comments on that. Rooftop 10, I told you guys what I paid for that. It was $1,079 including delivery. So boom, put that on the list. Here we go. This is the little charging zone now. That's the fridge I bought. It's the Waco 75 litre. I was going to go the 95 and then I thought, why are you going the 95? You're literally one person. So went with the 75. Fits perfectly in between this little ledge and the seat. We've also screwed the this wood on either side and it keeps it from like, I thought that was a lot firmer than that when I was going to rock it. That seat pushed right back, keeps it tucked in nicely. I've already slammed the brakes on a couple of times and she hasn't gone anywhere. But that runs off the battery, goes down to -22. There's like reviews online that you can watch. But here we go. They're all nice and cold. I took them down to -22 the other day to try and drain the battery. But check that out. I got them both on 3 degrees, but they're both sitting around 2 degrees at the moment. So fridge, freezer, fridge, fridge, freezer, freezer, or on, off, or off, on, or whatever you want. Like, you can do any combo you want. 75 litre Waco. I watched a review online and the guy's gone through like 3 fridges. This is after I bought it. I watched the review. The guy had gone through like 3 fridges and he reckons that that one was the best. He had it for 7 months and he had 0 issues with it whatsoever. So that's cool to hear after I'd already bought it. Boom, $1,400 I paid for that, and it comes with the cover and stuff like that. I think it was free delivery as well. So $1,400, add that to the price list. Cha-ching. Moving on to the batteries. Now I paid $3,000, I think including delivery, I think it was like $3,450. So literally double the cost of the car, what I paid for the car. I paid $2,000 for the car. I'm gonna add that to the list as well because, I mean, that's nothing. I paid $3,450 for all the gear you're about to see. So we've got 2 by 220 amp hour batteries. The reason why I went with so much is because these puppies have to run the fridge indefinitely. They also have to run all my camera gear. So I've charged my drone off this already, charged my phone off it, charged my GoPros. You turn this on and off there. So that turns either these all on or all off, which is all the USB. So USB, USB, USB all the way around. And then I've got 3 cigarette ports. And then you can also check the voltage of the batteries. Turn that off. So that one stays in, that's the fridge. This one here is a little 150 watt Coke can inverter, as he calls it. So what that does is I can put that on and turn this on and charge things that don't run via the USB chargers. So like my laptop is a normal switch sort of one. So I plug that in, and also these little 17.5 amp hour boat batteries for my sounder and stuff. I've got 2 of them. For the trip, they can also be charged, so like that's the charger for them. The Fly More kit for the drone, that comes with a cigarette port as well, so I can plug that in, charge my 3 drone batteries at once. So that's awesome. This is why I went with such a large capacity, and also I went with the extra cost of lithium because you can run these all the way down to 10% without damaging the battery. That's the first thing that's good about them. The second thing is, if I want 450 amp hour of lead acid, you're looking at 150 kilos. Now I'd have to upgrade the suspension in the car to get 150 kilos of batteries in there. This thing is only 36 kilos for 440 amp hour. They're as light as a feather and they're really, really well made. Nice box. You can test your percentages. The percentages don't really tell you much. What you're looking at is your voltage. I can run this down to 11.5, between 11 and 11.5 is the last 10 to 20% of the battery. So 12.3, you're looking at roughly about 60% of your battery. But you can test them out both sides. See, that percentage is way off. That's probably the percentage of both of them, to be honest. And then the voltage there. So I'll turn them off. This is the solar panel charger. So you plug your solar panel into that one there, and that goes into this. And then this decides whether the battery needs charging, and you can charge it up. What you can do, you can check the voltage. It tells you how much is going in and all that sort of jazz. It tells you your amps. When you've got the solar panel running, it tells you your amps that it's going in at as well. This one here is the DC to DC car charger. This one runs out to the battery in the car. I'll show you in a minute. Comes in here, comes out through there into the charge controller. So if the batteries need charging, this is so it doesn't overcharge the batteries. The batteries need charging, this thing will allow it to run the batteries. I think Ian said it's running at about 5 amp hours. So if I was to drive for an hour, it would put 5 amps into the battery, whereas the solar panel can do just about double that. Got a little light on here just for a bit of extra light. Installed that myself. Pretty proud. These are my boat batteries. This is for the electric motor. They're 100 amp hours, so it's 50 amp hour each. You can check what your... Again, lithium. So I went from 2 lead acid batteries in my skiff to all lithium. So I cut down from 52 kilos of weight, and I'm now looking at, I think these ones are 7 kilos for that. And I think they're about 500. about 700 grams for that. So I went from 50 kilos of batteries in my skiff down to about 8 kilos. And he also sent with the batteries this high efficiency charger. So what this does, this one takes the power of the batteries and then just goes straight DC to DC charging. You can charge the boat batteries. I put in 34,000 milliamp hours in there in an hour and a half. So you can literally like go out, come back, charge your boat batteries and go out again like straight away. That is all my charging station. I'd show you. Oh, these things here that I've got, I've put foam around the batteries so they don't move anywhere while I'm driving. So I've just got foam. But that's one of the boxes I built, and we've got another one underneath the fridge on the other side that I'm just about to show you. But these things here are the chargers for these batteries, so I can plug them both in and charge. Like if I really need to, I can rock up to a power point and then charge them both without the solar. I can just plug them straight in. So they're the chargers for those batteries. I'll show you this other side. We've got underneath the fridge here, we've got another little box in here that we can access via the front. I've got a heap of spares. I've got WD-40s. I've got 8 gauge, so that's the wire I was using, that 8 gauge. 8 gauge, I just got some spares of them. I've got some tools, I've got some spare lights. I've got inox, I've got spare zip ties, just like a heap of spare tools and stuff like that packed underneath there. I was pretty impressed that we came up with that little design just to store extra stuff. There's the block of wood that holds the fridge in on this side. Hamish helped me build all that. I think that's everything really. I'll just show you my dodgy auto electrician work. Run out here. So that's that 8 gauge wire. It comes through, zip tied it to the back there, comes through, and I've plugged it into the power point here. Really nice, neat job there. Well, this is it. I got the car packed yesterday. We're heading off tomorrow at just before sunrise to meet Brooksy on the Gold Coast, then cod fishing. But car is fully packed, so I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. I'm still missing a few things: side awning, camp chair, and gas bottle. So they're the 3 major things that I still haven't got yet. And then lots of little things like some kitchen stuff, some bathroom stuff. So I'm going shop today, getting some more sunscreen and things like that. All up, I think I've got down on the bottom of the screen, $9,175. If you add an extra couple of $100 for the side awning, the gas bottle, and the camp chair, $9,500. Cha-ching, let's put that up. That is the total cost of this little budget camper that I've got going on. How's this? So this is it. We've got the Weber up the top. We've got our lures. We've got merchandise over the back. There's my clothes. Solar panel and the table on the side there. Kettle, burner. Oh, I don't know where I'm going to put the gas bottle yet. A few extra things around there. Got to mention there's all my rods on the roof. I've got a video on how to build that. I'm a little disappointed at my little Chinese plastic clips. When I had rods like this that were 2-piece handle, they used to fit nicely. But since I've gone to the new rods that are just full EVA foam, they've been cracking when putting them in. So that's a little bit of a shame. So a few of them aren't fitting right. But there's the rod rack inside. Come through. I'm just charging up because I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to make sure that the batteries are fully charged, so making sure that my chargers work. The solar panel works as well, but I thought I'd give these a crack just to make sure before I left. There's everything. I'm super stoked with all the electronics in the car now. Like, I don't think I'm going to have an issue, to be honest, and if I do, I know Ian will look after me, but everything is super ready to go. That worked awesome last night. I came out and tested it. Fridge is ready to go. I'm going to drop the temp in the fridge and run it off the main power before I leave. Fill it up with groceries. I've got my bedding and stuff in there because I still need to put a sheet up here. And also, you have to get a vacuum cleaner in there. The tent comes with all these like metal shards inside, and when you lie down, they go into your legs and stuff. So I had to vacuum it out last night. I'm going to put a sheet in there. Then I'll put my bedding back in, and you can keep your bedding in there while you're popping it up and down, so that won't be in the car. I'm rocking and rolling tomorrow morning, so thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. I want to say a massive thank you to all the supporters that made this trip possible. So we got Daiwa, we got the Patreon supporters, we got Vodafone, and obviously YouTube, and all you guys that keep liking and commenting on these vids. So make sure you keep liking and commenting on all these vids. Super nervous about the whole thing, but can't wait. So see you guys on the road in a town near you, hopefully.